Let's see.
The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Chapter 1. There is no one left. When Mary Lennox was sent to Misselthwaite Manor to live with her uncle, everybody said she was the most disagreeable-looking child ever seen. It was true, too. She had a little thin face and a little thin body, thin light hair, and a sour expression. Her hair was yellow, and her face was yellow because she had been born in India, and had always been ill in one way or another. Her father had held a position under the English government, and had always been busy and ill himself, and her mother had been a great beauty who cared only to go to parties and amuse herself with gay people. She had not wanted a little girl at all, and when Mary was born she handed her over to the care of an ayah, who was made to understand that if she wished to please the Mem Sahib, she must keep the child out of sight as much as possible. So when she was a sickly, fretful, ugly little baby, she was kept out of the way, and when she became a sickly, fretful, toddling thing, she was kept out of the way also. She never remembered seeing familiarly anything but the dark faces of her ayah and the other native servants, and as they always obeyed her and gave her her own way in everything, because the Mem Sahib would be angry if she was disturbed by her crying, by the time she was 6 years old she was as tyrannical and selfish a little pig as ever lived. The young
I think this book is amazing to practice the past tense, okay? Had been, The Secret Garden. And the story is really amusing. So I totally recommend. I'm gonna do something, so it's gonna be easy for you. What do you think?
Okay. I will practice this dance.
Okay, I'll make it easier for you. 1 second. Because probably it's gonna be better if you do it like this. Here we go. So what you can do is you can listen, read, and then transcribe, translate from English to Portuguese. The more you do that, the better you will understand. Because there is no explanation. Like, even if you go to university, when they give explanations, they are really not enough. You know what I mean?
Repeat, please.
For example, even when you take grammar classes just about the present and the past perfect, they are not enough. You don't really like, I took a lot of classes about this thing, and they're never really enough for you to understand. So the best way is actually reading books. For example, I'm gonna show you one of the lessons I take from Coursera. It's been a while since I did. Go. For example, this is a very good course from Coursera, Progressive and Perfect Verb Tenses, and for example,
very short hair.
Present Perfect Tense Review. Welcome to the first course in the Advanced Grammar and Punctuation Specialization. In this course, you will learn all about using the different verb tenses in English. We will start by reviewing some verb tenses that you already know, including the simple, progressive, and perfect tenses. Then, we'll move on to some verb tenses and grammar that may be new to you, such as the perfect progressive tenses, passives, time clauses, and perfect modals. In each of these lessons, you will learn not only how to form the verb tense, but also how and when to use it. In many of the lessons, you will watch some short videos that will help us talk about the grammar. You will learn to describe the actions that occur in the videos using the correct grammar. Increasing your knowledge of verb tenses will help you improve both written and spoken English.
Okay. I'll go to the next one. This is not important. So let's see this. I like this video, this course.
Hi, I'm Jake, and I have been teaching English as a second language for the last 8 years. I teach all different skills of English, but grammar is my favorite thing to teach. I studied linguistics in college, so I'm also interested in learning other languages. I've studied Spanish, French, and Arabic.
Hi, my name is Emily Ellis, and I am a full-time ESL instructor and teacher trainer at the University of California, Irvine. I have also taught in Spain, both as a Fulbright grantee and as the coordinator of a study abroad program. When I'm not teaching, I enjoy practicing Spanish, dancing salsa, and riding my bike. It's so good to meet you.
Okay. If you want, we can actually do these lessons together, okay? Because they are quite interesting. So you can go ahead because she's gonna cover all these topics. So this way is gonna be good so you can really understand and do the activities, okay? So what you're gonna do now, we can watch the video and then afterwards you can do the reading and then you can do the practice, the quiz. Let's do that?
Let's go.
Perfect tense review. Present perfect tense review. Hi, my name is Jake, and today I'll be teaching you a review of the present perfect tense. How do we form the present perfect tense? We need 2 words to form this tense: the helping verb have and the past participle of the verb. For example, in the sentence, I have eaten breakfast today, have is the helping verb, and eaten is the past participle of the verb eat. Here are some examples with different subjects. You have studied this before. They have gone home. When we use the subjects I, you, and they, we use the helping verb have. Compare this to the third person singular subject he. He has eaten breakfast today. We still have the 2 words needed to form this tense. But for a singular subject, we must change have to has. She has taken the test. It has rained twice this week. What about forming a negative sentence? I have not heard this song before. Simply insert not after the helping verb. He has not finished his project yet. Or we can use the contraction, which is the shortened form. It is common to use the contraction in spoken English. I have traveled to China and India. I have had very short hair, even shorter than this. I have seen a famous person. Let's look at what I just said. I have traveled to China and India. I have had very short hair. I have seen a famous person. There's a famous person in the background of this picture. When did these actions happen? We don't know. There is no specific time.
So now is your time to practice. So you can choose one of these sentences, okay? Choose all that apply.
Uh, the below, what it means?
Here we have below. Similar
So
under.
they haven't explained what the solution is.
Yeah? Should I choose this one? Okay.
Qual sentença tem o present, o present perfect? Present perfect.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. What else? Choose all that apply.
Tá, vai escolher todas que aplicam, que
Yes.
se
Choose
encaixa.
all that apply.
Ah,
Mhm.
ok. Ah, hum, the first sentence and son has been to Colorado 3 times.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
Hmm, hmm. Lucy is not a person who is present. Okay.
Yes? Mhm.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let's continue here.
Now, let's compare these to the simple past tense. I traveled to China in 2009. I traveled to India last March. I had short hair in high school. I saw a famous person 8 years ago. Do you notice a difference between the sentences on the left and the ones on the right? On the left, there is no specific time. I am just listing my life experiences. On the right, however, I mention a specific time. When a specific time is mentioned, it is not possible to use the present perfect. You must use the simple past. Notice words like last and ago. These are key words that indicate we use simple past, not present perfect. If we use
Okay, so let's do a little practice now. You're gonna read a little and then we continue, okay? So you can understand that. Ask
Okay.
questions if you don't understand.
Okay.
present perfect,
Read the sentence, okay?
Mhm.
Right. Present perfect tense review.
perfect tense review. Hi, my name is Jake.
Hi, my name is Jake.
Present perfect tense review. Hi, my name is Jake, and today
Hi, my name is Jake, and today I will be teaching you a review of the present perfect tense.
I'll be teaching you a review of the present perfect tense.
Subjects plus have plus participle.
Participle. Mhm.
Participle.
How do we form the present perfect tense?
How do we form the present perfect tense?
We need 2 words to form this tense.
We need 2 words to form this tense. The helping verb have and
Helping verb have and the past participle of the verb.
the past participle of the verb.
For example, in the sentence, I have eaten breakfast
For example, in the sentence, I have eaten breakfast today.
today. Have is the helping verb, and eaten is the past participle of the verb eat.
Have is the helping verb, and it is the past participle of the verb eat.
Here are some examples with different subjects.
Here are some examples with different subjects.
You have studied this before.
You have studied this before.
They have gone home.
They have gone home.
When we use the subjects I, you, and they, we use the helping verb have.
When we use the subjects I, you, and they, we use the helping verb have.
Compare this to the third person singular subject.
Compare this to the third person singular subject he.
He. He has eaten breakfast today.
He has eaten breakfast today.
We still have the two words needed to form this tense.
We still have the two words needed to form this tense.
But for a singular subject, we must change have to has.
But for a singular subject, we must change have to has.
She has taken the test.
She has taken the test.
It has rained twice this week.
It has rained twice this week. Twice this week.
What about forming a negative sentence?
What about forming a negative sentence?
I have not heard this song before.
I have not heard this song before.
Simply insert not after the helping verb.
Simply.
What about forming a negative sentence? I have not heard this song before. Simply
insert not after the helping verb.
Insert not after the helping verb. He has not finished his project yet.
He has not finished his project yet.
Or we can use the contraction.
Or we can use the contraction, which is the shortened form. I haven't heard this song before. He hasn't finished his project yet.
Shortened form. It is common to use the contraction.
It's common to use the contraction in spoken English.
In spoken English. I have traveled to China and India.
I have traveled to China and India. Traveled China and to India. And to India.
Had very short hair, even shorter than this.
I have had
spoken English.
Short.
I have traveled to China and India. I have
had very short hair, even shorter than this.
Aqui ela usa exatamente aquele exemplo que você me perguntou, né? Have com had, né? Ou had com had. Eu já tive, né? I have had very short hair. Eu já tive cabelo bem curto. I have had. Até mais
Já
curto do que
tive.
isso, né? Eu já tive. I have had.
Ok.
very short hair, even shorter than this. I have seen a famous person.
I have seen a famous person.
Como fica essa sentença? I have seen a famous person.
Eu já vi uma pessoa famosa.
Uhum.
Let's look at what I just
Let's look at what I just said.
I have traveled to China and India.
I have traveled Travel? No, what is the
Traveled.
pronunciation?
Traveled.
Traveled. I have traveled to China and India.
Eu já viajei, né, para China e para Índia. I have traveled.
I have had very short hair.
Strange.
I have had very short hair.
I have seen a famous person.
I have seen a famous person.
There's a famous person in the background of this picture.
There is a famous person in the background of the picture.
When did these actions happen?
When did this action happen?
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. When did she travel to India? She didn't mention. When did she have very short hair? We don't know. When did she see a famous person? We don't know.
There is no specific time.
There is no specific time.
Okay, so you see the difference?
Yes.
Now, let's compare these to the simple past tense. I traveled to China in 2009.
I traveled to China in 2009. I traveled to
2000.
India
You can say 2009.
2009. I traveled to India last March.
I traveled to India last March. I had short hair in high school.
I had short hair in high school.
I saw a famous person 8 years ago.
I saw a famous person 8.
To China in 2009. I traveled to India last March. I had short hair in high school. I saw
a famous person 8 years ago.
famous person 8 years ago. Do you notice
a difference between the sentence on the left and
a difference between the sentences on the left and the ones on the right?
the one on the right?
On the left, there is no specific time.
On the left, there is no specific time. I'm just listing my life experience.
I am just listing my life experiences. On the right, however,
On the right, however, I mention a specific time.
Specific.
Specific.
a
What
specific-
time I need to...
Okay.
Go back.
Okay.
time.
On the right,
When a specific time is mentioned, it is not possible to use the present perfect.
when a specific time is mentioned, it's not possible to use the present perfect.
You must use the simple past.
You must use the simple past.
Notice words like last and ago.
Notice words like last and ago.
These are key words that indicate we use simple past, not present perfect.
These are key words that indicate we use simple past, not present perfect.
Yeah. So every time you use a specific time, you mention ago or since or last, it means it's simple. And whenever you use the past participle, it's going to be present perfect. And it's not specific.
Okay.
If we use for or since, we should use present perfect.
If we use for or since, you should use present perfect. Perfect.
This is for an action that hasn't finished yet.
This is for an action that hasn't finished yet.
It started in the past and is still continuing now.
It started in the past and is still continuing now.
Now, for example, he has worked there for 23 years.
For example, he has worked there for 23 years.
This is tricky
23 years.
because we have a specific time, 23 years. However, we are using for. So if you are using for or since, we use the present perfect. This is an exception.
Okay.
Years. She has been on vacation for 8 days.
She has been on vacation for 8 days.
I have been in my office for 15 minutes.
I have been in my office for 50 minutes.
Notice the word for.
Notice the word for.
We can use for with an amount of time.
We can use for with an amount of time.
The time, né? Amount por período que usa ali the time.
All of these actions are still continuing.
All of these actions are still continuing.
Another key word is since.
Another key word is since.
They have been in Canada since 2013.
They have been in Canada since 2013. 2013.
2013.
No. 2013.
Use since with a date or point in time, not an amount of time.
Use since with a date or point in time, not an amount of time.
I have eaten 3 apples since 9 o'clock this morning.
I have eaten 3 apples since 9 o'clock this morning.
Or, she has studied English since she was a child.
Or she has studied English since she was a child.
Notice we can use since with a clause.
Notice we can use since with a clause.
In this case, the dependent clause.
In this case, the dependent clause or
Dependent clause.
Or the clause
dependent.
that begins with the word since is in simple past.
The clause that begins with the word since is in simple past.
The independent clause uses present perfect.
The independent clause uses present perfect.
Yeah. You know what is independent clause?
They start with since.
Well, the independent clause, it cannot stay alone, é uma cláusula dependente, ela depende da cláusula dependent. No? Sorry, is the opposite, independent clause. So, independent clause é a frase que tem o sujeito e o verbo. E ela pode ficar sozinha. Se eu quiser tirar essa parte aqui, ela se segura sozinha, ó. Ela tem estudado inglês. Acabou. A gente tem a informação, ela tem estudado inglês. Agora, since she was a child, é uma cláusula dependente, né? Ela não é independente, ela depende da outra, porque ela não fica sozinha. Eu não tenho sujeito e verbo como aqui, ó. Desde que ela era criança. Desde que ela era criança, o quê? Falta informação,
Ah, entendi.
né? Então,
Mas vale só para since ou para for também? Só
aqui
para
tem
since.
só since, porque
Ok.
yeah, não é um amount of time, é um período do tempo, no tempo, ok?
Uhum.
Perfect. We can also use present perfect tense with unfinished time period.
We can also use present perfect tense with unfinished time periods.
For example, we have taken 2 tests this month.
For example, we have taken 2 tests this month.
In this case, the month has not finished yet.
In this case, the month hasn't finished yet.
I have eaten 3 apples today.
I have eaten 3 apples today.
In this case, today is not over.
In this case, today hasn't finished yet.
And finally, I have swum twice so far this week.
And finally, I have swum twice so far this week.
Notice the phrase so
Notice the phrase so far.
far. This can be used with an unfinished period of time.
This can be used with an unfinished period of time.
Uhum. Até agora, né? So far.
This implies that I will probably swim again before the week is over.
This implies that I will probably swim again before the week is over.
Now let's learn how to.
Let's see here.
This implies that I will probably swim again before the week is over.
So far, this time isn't over yet, and this action may happen again during this time period. Period.
Now let's learn how to make questions in present perfect tense.
Now let's learn how to make question in present perfect tense.
First, let's listen. Notice the questions I ask you in this video.
First, let's listen. Notice the question I ask you in this video.
Okay, let's listen now.
Well, now you know a few things about me. You know I've traveled out of the country, and you know I've swum this week. What about you? Have you traveled out of the country? Have you swum this week? You have already learned how to form a sentence with this tense, with a subject and a helping verb and a past participle. Now, making the question is easy. Move the helping verb to the place before the subject. In English questions, a verb comes before the subject. Have you traveled to India?
You see? This is easy, just change.
I have traveled to India. Have you traveled to India?
The correct response to this question is, yes, I have, or no, I haven't.
Yes, I have. No, I haven't.
This is called a yes-no question because the only possible answers are yes and no.
This is called a yes, no question because the only possible answers are yes and no.
If we have a third-person singular subject,
If we have a third person singular subject,
remember to use has instead of have.
remember to use has instead of have.
For example, has Bob driven a motorcycle?
Bobby has drive a motorcycle?
Has
Has
Bob?
Bobby drive a motorcycle?
Has Bob driven a motorcycle?
Driven. Has Bobby driven a motorcycle?
Correct answers are yes, he has, or no, he hasn't.
Yes, he has. No, he hasn't.
Now let's look at information questions, also called WH questions.
Now let's look at information question, also called WH question.
What has Bob driven?
What has Bob driven?
To this question, we can answer, he has driven a motorcycle.
He has. To this question, we can answer, he has driven a motorcycle or a motorcycle.
Or a motorcycle. To form a WH question, we keep the same order that we had in our yes.
To form a WH question, we keep the same order that we had in our yes.
No questions. But now we add a question word to the front.
No question, but now we had a question word to the front.
Here's another example.
Here is another example. Where have you traveled?
Where have you traveled? The answer is, I have traveled to India.
The answer is, I have traveled to India, or for short answer, to India.
So you notice, if I ask you with only have you traveled? You say, oh, yes, I have. No, I haven't. But if I use a WH question, then you give a more complete answer.
Okay.
Or, for a shorter answer, to India. So, in a WH question, just follow this order.
So, in a WH question, just follow this order.
WH word, helping verb, subject, past participle.
And WH words, help verb, subject, past participle, past participle.
Here's another example. I have seen
And
that
here's
movie
another example.
3 times.
I have seen that movie 3 times.
Use present perfect with words like once, twice, or 3 times.
Use present perfect with words like once, twice, or 3 times.
Also, I have already seen that movie. Already can be used in affirmative sentences.
Already can be used in affirmative sentence or question.
Questions. Remember pronunciation? Questions.
Questions.
Question.
Question.
You say
Questions.
questions, not ons. Questions.
Questions.
There we go. Questions. Questions. So
Okay.
we use already. Read this. We use already.
Already in affirmative sentence or questions.
Yeah.
Incorrect. I haven't already seen that movie.
Yeah, so we don't use already in negative, just in affirmative.
Okay.
Or questions. Yet and still are also used with present perfect.
Yet and still are also used with present perfect.
I haven't eaten dinner yet. Have you eaten dinner yet? Yet can be used in negative sentences or questions.
I haven't eaten dinner yet. Have you eaten dinner yet? Yet can be used in negative sentence or questions.
Yeah, we don't use for affirmative. For example, I have eaten dinner yet. No. So we're going to use it already for affirmatives and yet and still for negative.
Or, I still haven't gone to the store.
Or I still haven't gone to the store.
Still is used in negatives.
Still is used in negative
sentences. Finally, have you ever met me?
Finally, have you ever met me?
I haven't ever met you.
I haven't ever met you.
Ever. I haven't ever met you.
I haven't ever met you.
Or, I've never met you and you've never met me.
I've never met you and you've never met me.
You've never.
You've never.
Ever and never are common words for present perfect.
Ever and never are common words for present perfect.
Ever means at any time in your entire life.
Ever means at any times in your entire life.
It can be used in a question or a negative sentence.
It can be used in a question or a negative sentence.
Not question, question. Remember to make the U sound. Question.
Question.
Yeah, there you go.
Question.
Practice that. Okay, question.
Okay.
Okay, so you can make a short screen or take a picture of this and then later you can answer. Okay.
Present perfect tense. Once, ever, yet, already. That's it.
Clink, clink. Good girl. Oh, what do you think about this lesson?
It's interesting because there is the keywords and the context is big. The any form they use is present perfect.
And this is only the introduction, okay? Have so many. Okay, this is only module 1 and introduction. Have so much to see. That's why present perfect, present progressive can be quite, intriguing because there's a lot of little rules that we need to know as well. But we can do this lesson together. And if you have time, I recommend you to read The Secret Garden. I'm going to send to you this link. Look, it's easier for you.
Eu consigo acessar esse curso? Ou
I will
ele é
see.
pago?
You have to pay. However, I will see with Coursera. I will look at better and then I'll give you the information, okay?
Ok.
And this is The Secret Garden audiobook. Look.
The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Chapter 1. There is no one left. When Mary Lennox was sent to Misselthwaite Manor to live with her uncle, everybody said she was the most disagreeable-looking child ever seen. It was true, too. She had a little thin face and a little thin body, thin light hair and a sour expression. Her hair was yellow, and her face was yellow because she had been born in India, and had always been ill in one way or another. Her father had held a position under the English government, and had always been busy and ill himself.
So this is something you can do outside of our English class for you to practice, okay?
Ok.
I'm gonna send that. And in our English class, we can do that lesson that we did today we can continue. I will see how can you access, because usually for Coursera, you pay like $50 a month, usually. But I will take a look better and then I'll see, okay?
Okay.
But meanwhile, I'll
Thank
do
you.
the book. It's a good book. Okay, bye.
Okay. Bye bye.